Hey guys, so I just came back from church and I was thinking about something that I really want to share with you guys. So, um, what I want to say to you guys is to try to be open-minded, especially when it comes to the Lord, because, and I was actually, I was telling a friend this not too long ago too. When it comes to the Lord, you really have to kind of let what in your mind seems logical go. You have to be open-minded. So I've been on a journey trying to find the right church for a while. And in my mind, I always felt like big churches are not real churches. They're not going to have real Christians. They're going to be a bunch of lukewarm Christians. That was always my mindset because when I first moved here to Atlanta, the church, the very first church that I went to, they actually pretty much told me that my daughter can't be a part of their ministry because they're no longer accepting special needs children, and that pissed me off. I was very offended. And from then on, I just felt like big churches are just not for me. You know, they're not true Christians. That was my mindset after that one situation. So ever since then, I said to myself, I want to join a small church because number one, I want to be able to know everyone in the church. And number two, I just feel like a small church, in my mind, I just felt like if a church is small and they're still going after all these years, then they must really love God. That was my mindset. It was an ignorant mindset. And so I had found a church that included mostly Africans, mostly Nigerians, and like a few island people, like a few West Indians. And it was nice. They were very, very nice to my daughter. But I didn't feel right in the church after a while. I feel like I was supposed to be there for a season. But after a while, the peace of God left me while I was in that church. I felt like I couldn't grow in that church anymore. And I was only there for like maybe like 6 months. And so I started to look for other churches again. And so God led me to this church that I'm at. And it's funny because I actually was supposed to go to another church, and multiple people at that one church kept suggesting that I go to the church that I'm at right now. And I was just very reluctant because I was, like I said, in my mind, I'm like, I don't want to go to a big church and experience what I experienced the first time I came here. I just felt like big churches just didn't have pastors that would preach sound doctrine. And so I went to the church that I'm at right now. The very first day I went, I thought it was cool. I thought it was really fancy, really bougie. I like bougie. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I don't know why people always try to make it seem like bougie is a bad thing. I like bougie, but I just wasn't feeling it at first. But I kept feeling like I had to keep going. And then on top of that, one of the ways God communicates with me is showing me rainbows. So I saw a few rainbows when I started going to this church. So I felt like, okay, there's a reason God wants me here. And by like maybe the second or third time, I realized why he had me there. It's so many different reasons, but the biggest reason is their special needs ministry. They have an excellent special needs ministry. Honestly, my daughter has never thrown a tantrum since she has started going to this church. Every other church that we went to, she would have multiple tantrums. I'm not gonna lie, the one where she was going to, where we were going to with the Nigerians, after a while she had gotten used to them and they were really nice to her. She really liked them a lot. But like this church, like she absolutely loves this church. Like she's always excited to go to church. So be very open-minded, you guys, because you can miss out on God's blessings just because of your mindset and just how you think about things, or how you think things are gonna go. And then another thing I want to mention too, the pastor that I have at this church, he actually preaches sound doctrine. So that was the biggest thing for me too. It wasn't even just about my daughter. I didn't want to go to a big church because I always felt like pastors at big churches don't preach sound doctrine. And I won't call any pastors out, but there's a lot of them. But this pastor at this church that I go to, he preaches sound doctrine. Like, literally, he preaches sound doctrine. He's a very, very, very good pastor. And I feel like the love of God. I feel the love of God whenever I go to that church. No one seems to just be staring at one another and staring and paying attention to what everyone else is doing. Everyone is just in their own world worshiping the Lord. So I really love it. So yeah, that's my message for you guys today. Be very open-minded, especially when it comes to the Lord, because you don't have the mind of the Lord. The Lord knows. God is God. God knows what he's doing. He knows why he's doing it. He knows why he's telling you to do what he's telling you to do. So just be obedient, and I promise that you will see the good fruits out of that situation. So that is my message for today, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Easter. Bye.